Good evening, guys. Today we are going to talk about another concept called Spring Scheduler. So we have seen what is Spring Core, Spring Boot, Data JPA, WebMVC, Spring REST, Spring Security, and Spring Batch also. What was our last topic? Spring Batch. So what is the purpose of Spring Batch? Spring Batch is used to develop batch application. What is batch application? What is batch application? It is used to perform bulk operation. If you want to perform operation on millions of records, then batch operation is the recommended approach. When you go for batch operation, there is a concept called job launcher available. What is the purpose of job launcher? It is used to launch the job. So which is job it has to launch? For that we are going to configure job name. For every job we can configure multiple steps. Step represents the flow that it has to execute. For every step we are going to provide item reader, and we will provide item processor and item writer. What is the purpose of item reader? It is used to read the data from the source. Source can be a file or source can be database also. Item processor, it is used to process the data before writing the data to the destination. We have item writer. What is the purpose of item writer? Item writer is used to write the data to destination. Destination can be file or destination can be database. Fine. We completed our discussion related to Spring Batch. So today we are understanding a new concept in the Spring framework that is called Spring Scheduler. So first of all, what is a schedule and why we need to go for schedule? Let's take a simple example. I have an application. Daily morning, I have to send message to all my employees. Daily morning at 8 a.m. Daily morning at 8 a.m. I have to send message to all my employees. That is one requirement. And second requirement, daily at 6 p.m. Daily at 6 p.m. I have to generate report and send to my boss. Whatever the data that we are getting, assume that it is institute. Daily we are getting the leads. Students are calling and they are coming to institute. They are inquiring for the different courses. Today, how many students came for the inquiries? I want to generate one Excel report. I want to send that report to my boss. So that operation we need to do daily at 6 p.m. Okay. And monthly, I want to send monthly staff attendance report. Monthly staff attendance report I have to generate. These are some set of tasks that will be available in every application. So I want to perform some activity on daily basis, on weekly basis, on monthly basis, quarterly, half yearly, and yearly basis. So I want to do some operation on some interval, on some regular interval. I want to perform that operation. So here, daily morning 8 a.m. I have to send message to all my employees. If I keep one person to send the message to all the employee, that for that person, I need to pay the salary, and daily he has to reach the office by 8 o'clock to send the message. Suppose if he is not feeling well, that person cannot come to office. Suppose he got stuck in the office, he cannot reach by 8 o'clock. So here, whatever the work that I have, which I need to do on regular basis, on daily basis or weekly basis, instead of giving the task to one person, I will give the task to my system. My system will perform this task based on the given time interval. So now here, daily morning, sending the message to all the employees at 8 a.m. I will write a program and I will schedule that program to execute daily at 8 a.m. in the morning. Are you guys getting my point? And every day daily at 6 p.m. or daily by 9 p.m. institute will be closed. Every day inquiries are coming for the institute for different courses. Some inquiries are coming in the online, some inquiries are coming in the offline. So at the 9 o'clock, before our office is getting closed, I want one Excel report. Today, how many inquiries we got? For which course, how many inquiries we got? I want to generate that report, and I want that report in the Excel format. If I ask my employee to generate that report, they need to see from morning to evening how many inquiries, for which course how many inquiries, they are online or offline. Already they are inserting the data. We have developed inquiry management. They are inserting the data by using inquiry management, that the data will be stored into database table. Now again, they need to retrieve the data. They need to prepare the Excel manually. They need to send the Excel to my email. Lot of effort they need to keep. To prepare that report, minimum to minimum, 30 minutes to 40 minutes it is going to take. Are you guys getting my point? So 9 o'clock, I want the report. At 8 o'clock, they have to start the work. See how many inquiries we got. For which course, how many inquiries? How many online inquiries? How many offline inquiries? They have to prepare the Excel. They have to send the email. Suppose if they forgot to send that email due to some other busy work, I will give some gift to them in the next day morning. Yes or no? Next day morning, I will have one-to-one meeting with them. Why you did not send that report yesterday? I will see 1 or 2 times. If they repeat the same mistake for 3 times, we are going to take the new employee for that position. So if I give the task to the human, there is a chance of doing some mistake. There is a chance of forgetting the task which they have to complete. Instead of depending on the humans, I will depend on my system. So instead of asking them to generate the report, I am telling them, you enter the data in the application. Whatever the inquiries you are getting, you enter the data in the application. At 9 o'clock, I will get an email from my project, because I have written a program. For that program, I have given a schedule. Daily, you have to execute at 9 o'clock. In that program, I will write the logic, take the data from the database, generate one Excel file, send that Excel file to my email. That program will execute every day at 9 p.m. for sure. That is called scheduling. Whatever the work that we need to do manually, we can schedule that work so that it will execute automatically. In the Spring framework, we have that feature. In the Spring framework, you can execute your methods by giving some schedule. In the Spring framework, we have the option to schedule your program execution. For example, I am having one class, public class, my service class is available, or public class, report service class is available. There is a class with a name called report service. I will represent that as a Spring Bean by using service annotation. In this class, I will write one method, public void generate report. Okay. In this method, I will write some logic. Get data from DB, generate Excel file with data, generate Excel file, send Excel file to email as attachment. Send Excel report to email. Send Excel report to email. So this is our normal Java class, which I am representing as a Spring Bean. In this Spring Bean class, method is available. In general, in the Java classes, methods will be executed when we call them, right? We are writing a Java class. In that Java class, we can write the methods. Those methods will execute when we call. Otherwise, methods are not going to execute. Now my requirement is this method should execute every day at 9 p.m. So I don't want anybody to call this method. I want this method to be called automatically every day at 9 p.m. For that, we are going to use a concept called Spring Scheduler. Now tell me, what is the purpose of Spring Scheduler? Why we need to go for Spring Scheduler? Spring Scheduler is used to schedule our methods execution based on the requirement. Okay, guys. Now suppose I want to execute this method every day at 9 o'clock. For that, there is an annotation called @schedule. @schedule. @schedule, if I give fixed rate is equal to 2000 milliseconds. That means for every 2 seconds, method will be executed automatically. Are you guys getting my point? Inside this method, you can write any logic, whether you want to insert the data or you want to retrieve the data, you want to send a message or you want to send an email, you want to generate the report, you want to create some files or you want to delete some files. That requirement will change from project to project. That requirement will change from project to project. But I want to execute that method every day. I want to execute that method every day. Simple example. In our project, correspondence module is available. Every day, I want to check in the database which citizens' plans are going to complete in another 1 week of time. So today I want to check whose citizens' plans are going to complete in the 1 week of time. For them, I want to send a reminder. Your plan will terminate in the next 1 week of time. Please come and renewal your plan. Do you think that caseworker will check whose plan is going to complete every day? No, I want to automate that. I will write one program. That program is going to check whose plan end date is equal to today's date plus 7 or today's date plus 6. Exactly within 7 days, whose plan is going to end. For every citizen, eligibility we have given, plan start date is available, eligibility start date, eligibility end date is available. Now here, I will write a method. This method is going to retrieve the data, select star from ed eligibility details, where eligibility end date is equal to sys date plus 6. That means what? Next 1 week, from today to the next 1 week, whose plan is going to end, I will get all the data. For that data, I will send a notice. Your plan is going to end in the 7 days of time. Please come and renewal your plan. Do you think that caseworker will send that notice manually? No, I want to send that notice by using a program. Every day at 6 p.m., I want that program to be executed. So for that, I'm going to write the logic and I will write one method with the logic. For that method, I will give you a schedule. So daily at 6 p.m. Every day at 6 p.m., that method will execute. It will get the data. It will generate the notice. It will send the notice to the citizens whose plan is going to complete in 7 days of time. 1 week reminder, 90 days reminder, 30 days reminder, 15 days reminder, n number of requirements will be available. So I want to execute some logic on daily basis. I don't want a human to execute that. I want system to execute that logic automatically. That means I want to execute my program with some schedule. To execute a program with the schedule, there is a concept called Spring Scheduler concept is available. Are you able to understand what is the schedule? And if somebody asks you how notices are getting triggered in the IES application, by using Spring Scheduler concept. What is the meaning of Spring Scheduler? It is used to schedule our program execution. By using Spring Scheduler, we can schedule our program execution. Now, I'm writing a method. I want this method to be executed for every 2 seconds. I want the method to be executed for every 2 seconds. Then how can I do that? Fixed rate is equal to 2000. Then what will happen? Method will execute automatically for every 2 seconds. Let me go for one project. Let me create the project. File, new, Spring Starter project, Spring Scheduler application. This is also very important question in the interview, guys. Spring Scheduler. Okay. And guys, for full stack people, this Friday, there is an interview. Office is nearby Sanatnagar. They are looking for Java freshers. So afternoon, I got the call from them. Tomorrow, I will meet them so that I will understand what is the job description. So top 20 candidates they want for the interview. Again, we have to conduct the test. Who got qualified in the test, they will go for the interview. It is for Java full stack freshers. Friday interview will be available morning at 10 o'clock. Okay, please be prepared for that. So Thursday, we'll conduct the test. Who got selected in the test, they will go for the interview. Interview directly at their office only, face-to-face interview, not in our institute. In the institute, I will conduct the test. Question paper also they are only providing. So if you pass in the test, then you will go for the face-to-face interview on Friday. Prepare for that. Good. Next one. So here I'm creating one boot application. In this boot application, I want to implement Spring Scheduler. Can you tell me why we need to go for Spring Scheduler? Come on, guys. Why we need to go for Spring Scheduler? To execute some tasks based on the schedule. I want to execute the program based on the schedule. For that, we will go for Spring Scheduler concept. Let us see how to create the project. File, new, Spring Starter project. So we are going with 45 Spring Scheduler application. 46. Guys, I'm feeling like from last 10-15 days, the market condition is slowly getting up. We are getting the interview calls. Companies are looking for the people. So get ready for the battle. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Spring Scheduler application. Click on next. Okay. Now here, I'm going to add one dependency called web dependency. For the schedule, we don't need to go for any separate dependency not required. I'm just adding web dependency that is for our REST controller purpose. That's it. Now here I'm adding DevTools dependency. Okay. I don't think web is also required because it is a normal Spring core annotation only. Click on next, click on finish. Okay. Yeah. Web is required to start the server basically. Application should be keep on up and running. Yeah. I created a project. In this project, I have added only web starter and DevTools, no other dependency. I have taken web starter and I have taken DevTools. That's it. 2 dependencies. Now let me go and create one class. Let me go and create one service class here directly. New class dot service report service. Report service. So I want to represent this class as a Spring Bean. For that, we will go for a annotation called @service. @service annotation we are keeping for this. All right. Next one. Here I'm writing one simple method, public void generate report. Whatever the logic you want, you can write that logic, guys. But here I'm just writing SOP statement. Report generated. System.out.println. Report generated. Report generated. All right. You can get the data from the database. You can create the Excel. You can send the Excel as an attachment in the email. Whatever the logic you want, you can write that. Now here, when this method should be executed, for that, we need to write one annotation called @scheduled. I'm going to schedule this method execution. For that, I'm using an annotation called @scheduled annotation. For this scheduled annotation, I'm going to provide fixed rate is equal to 3000. Fixed rate is equal to 3000. What is the meaning of fixed rate is equal to 3000? For every 3 seconds, that method should be executed. Now, if you want to enable scheduling in your application, we need to write one more annotation that is called enable scheduling in our application. Enable scheduling. So in our Spring Boot start class, we should write one annotation that is called enable scheduling annotation. And here, if you want to schedule the particular method for the execution, for that method, I'm giving the annotation called @scheduled. Fixed rate is equal to 3000. That means 3000 milliseconds. 3000 milliseconds means 3 seconds. For every 3 seconds, that method is going to execute. That's it. You don't need to do anything. Just you need to know 2 annotations. One is enable scheduling annotation. Another one is @scheduled annotation. That's it. Refresh, right click, run as boot application. It is already a web application, so server will be started. Now check this method. Am I calling that method? Are we calling that method? No, we are not calling that method. Okay. Whenever our application started, initially at the time of application startup, immediately that method got called. After that, for every 3 seconds, that method is getting called automatically. So this is called scheduling. That means in the project, in the real time, we will have batch operations. Bulk operations will be available. Those are called as nightly batches. So every day in our application, some batch jobs are going to execute. Simple example, your bank statement. Do you think that bank manager will send the PDF to your email? No, system will generate the PDF. System will send that PDF as an attachment to your email. When that is going to execute, every month and first week, they are going to execute that batch job. That will take your bank transactions of the last month. It will generate the statement to your email. Okay. Suppose, for example, postpaid mobile bill is available. So now, if your postpaid mobile bill is generated, system will execute one method, will send a notification to all the postpaid customers. Your bill is generated, your bill amount this much, due on so and so date. Credit card bill statement will be available. Customers will get the greeting messages from the companies like that. So whenever you want to send some information or when you want to perform some operation, then you can schedule that by using Spring Scheduler. Here I have given fixed rate. What is the meaning of fixed rate? What is the meaning of fixed rate? It is not going to bother about how much time it has taken previously to execute the method. First time method started. After 3 seconds, again it will start. After 3 seconds, again it is going to start. After 3 seconds, it is going to start. For every 3 seconds, that method will be executed. And there is another option is available, fixed delay. There is an option called fixed delay option is available. What is the meaning of fixed delay? Fixed delay nothing but it depends on previous execution. It depends on previous execution. Fixed rate does not depend on the previous execution. Fixed delay depends on the previous execution. If I go for fixed rate based on the given time, it won't consider how much time it has taken previously. 3 seconds, start. After 3 seconds, start. After 3 seconds, start. When you go for fixed delay, first, when the application started, this method will be executed. So now, if this method is taking 1 minute to execute, it will wait 1 minute. After 1 minute, it will wait another 3 seconds. Then it will start the execution. Fixed delay means, so you need to execute, you need to wait till the previous execution got completed. Then only start your execution. First time it is executed, then wait for 3 seconds, then execute the second time. Second time execution completed, then wait for the 3 seconds, then go for third time. Third time completed, wait for 3 seconds, go for fourth time. Fixed rate and fixed delay, these are two different concepts in the schedule. What is the difference between fixed rate and fixed delay? Fixed rate means based on the given interval, it is keep on executing the method. What is fixed delay? It depends on the previous execution. If a previous execution taking more time, it has to wait till the previous execution got completed. Now, our bank NEFT transactions are available. What the bank NEFT transaction will happen? Whenever you send the amount, is it going to execute immediately? No, it will wait for some time, then only amount will be added. So that NEFT transactions will happen through batch job only with the fixed schedules only. Are you guys getting my point? Fine. Now, here fixed delay, fixed rate, we are clear. But I have a requirement. My method should execute every Monday at 9 a.m. Are you guys getting my point? My method should execute every Monday at 9 a.m. Or else my method should execute every month on 1st at 2 p.m. So in the real time, these kind of requirements will be available. Weekly, every week, every Friday at 6 p.m. I want to execute my method. Every Wednesday at 4 p.m. I want to execute my method. Every year, December 31st at night 11 p.m. I want to execute my method. So such a kind of requirements will be available in the real time. If you have such a kind of requirements, then you need to go for cron expression. CRON. What is that? Cron expression. By using cron expression, we can schedule our method based on the client requirement. Client will tell that every Monday morning at 7 a.m., I want to send an email for all my employees. Every Friday at 6 p.m., I want to send an email, happy weekend, to all my employees. So in order to customize that schedule, we need to go for cron expression. What is that, guys? Cron expression. So here, if you want to go for cron expression, we are going to specify cron. Here, we are going to specify some stars. These are going to represent cron expression. Okay. How to generate this cron expression? There is a website. You don't need to remember all this stuff, guys. The website is available. Using that website, you can generate the cron expression. I have already prepared the notes for the scheduling. I gave in the portal. All right. Yeah. Spring scheduling notes is available. Here, we are going for cron expression. When you are going for cron expression, there is a website available, crontab.cronup.io. Now, here we are going to represent the cron expression by using 5 stars. How many stars will be available? 5 stars. Okay. If you give all the 5 stars, every minute that batch job is going to execute. Let me take the cron expression. Yes, I'm giving 5 stars. Let me stop my application. Okay, stop this, refresh, right click, run as, boot application. 6 fields. 6 fields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have given 6 now. Okay, run as, boot application. Yeah, method is executed. For every second it is executing. For every second it is executing, let me give 0. 0 to 59. If I give 0 to 59, that means for every minute it is going to execute. I want to execute for every half minute. Okay, 0 by 5, I'm giving for that. Now refresh, run as, boot application. First time when the application is started, that method got executed. Now I have given cron expression. What it is doing for that? Not for 30 seconds. 1 minute. Zero. Start of every minute. 0 I'm giving. Let us see. Right click, refresh, run as, boot application. If I give 1, if I give star, it is checking for. If I give 5 star, it is executing for every second. 6 stars I have given, it is executing for every second. Start of every hour. Yeah, guys, see. So here we are going to specify 6 stars in the cron expression. When you specify 6 stars, for every second it is executing 0 to 59. First star will represent the minute. At what minute that cron expression should, at what minute that method should execute, that we are going to specify by using first star. 0 to 59, specify the minute at which the task should execute. Second star will represent hour. First star is representing minute, then second star is representing hour. So specify hour of the day at which the task should execute. The third star is representing day of the month, on which date that the task should execute. For example, I want to execute monthly first day at 9 a.m. Okay, then I'm going to specify hour 0 to 23. First star will represent the minute, second star will represent the hour, third star will represent day of the month, on which date that should execute. Then fourth star will represent month, in the year, in which month, on which date, on which hour, on which minute that should execute. So if you specify the month number, only in that particular month it is going to execute. If I don't specify the month, then on the given date only it is going to execute. Suppose I want to execute only on December 31st. Then what we are going to specify? Date we are going to specify as 31st. Month we are going to specify as December. Right. Day of the week. Specify the day of the week at which the task should execute. Both 0 and 7 represent Sunday. So on which weekday you want to execute that batch, that also we can represent. Year optional. Specifies the year in which the task should execute. I want to execute on every year. Then we are going to specify that as a star. So here some of the examples of cron expressions. Suppose if I specify 0 and remaining 5 stars. So as per that, runs the task at the start of every minute. If I give 0, 0, 2 zeros, here minute is given, hour is given. The first one will represent minute, second one will represent hour, third one will represent day, fourth one will represent month, fifth one will represent week, last one will represent year. If I give 0, 0, minute is there, hour is there, 12. That means what runs the task at 12 p.m. every day, time, day of the month. Specify the day of the month at which the task should execute. Next one, no, I think this is mismatching here. Minute is available, hour is available, day of the month available, month is available, day of the week is available, and year is available. 6 stars it is representing. If I try with 5 stars, spring schedule cron expression. No, it is failing. Let me check it here. Spring scheduler cron expression generator. Online cron expression generator. Okay. Execute at 12 every day. Execute at 10:15 every day. So now here how many stars they are giving? 5 stars they are giving. Execute every 5 minutes at the 14th hour. Execute at 14 hour every day. Execute at 10:15 every day. Okay, where is the generator for that? 0, 0. I'm giving 0, 0. Then I'm going to give 1. Okay, every hour at 1. If I give star 0, 0, it is going to execute every hour. Yes, let me check it. Is it valid or not? Stop this. Run as boot application. Okay. Let us see, guys. Is it waiting for a minute? Every minute it has to execute. Yeah. So every minute it is executing. So here we are giving cron expressions. So when I give 0 and 5 stars, every minute it is going to execute. If I give this 0, then every hour it is going to execute. So like this, you can write the cron expression based on our requirement. Okay. Now, so here, suppose if I give 0 by 5, okay, 0, 0, let me give 0, 0. If I give 2 zeros, then it should execute for every hour. We can't test that, but at least syntax is correct or not. Run as boot application. Yeah, every hour it is going to execute. Now 0 by 5. Refresh. Run as boot application. Yeah, it executed once. Let us see. It is not waiting for 30 seconds. 0 by 5. I think it is waiting for 10 seconds. 60 by 10. 60 by 6. 10 seconds it is waiting for that. Yeah. 0 by 2. Stop the server. Run as boot application. Yeah. No, it's not waiting for that. For every 2 seconds it is executing. Yeah, guys, here there is a website which is used to generate that cron expression. For example, if I remove all these things from here, now, so I want to execute for every second. That will represent 1 star. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day of the month, every month, weekday, when you want to execute. So here, if you give 5 stars, that is going to execute for every second. Now, if I want to execute for every minute, I want to execute for every minute. So here, every minute I want to execute for that. Let me go here. 1 minute. Cron expression, cron generator, parse, no, spring cron generator. Now, every second, every minute, every hour, every day of the month, every weekday. If I go with 5 stars, I'm going with 5 stars, 5 or 6, 3, 6 stars. ज़्यादा space हो गया. Let's run this. Yeah, for every second it is executing. Okay, suppose if I give as 1 here, and let me run this. Clear the console. Let us see. I think it will go every minute. Every 5 minutes. Hey guys, you see here, if you want to schedule the method for every 5 minutes, first star by 5. So every 5 minutes it is going to execute. Suppose I want to execute every 3 hours, then star by 3. For every 3 hours, it is going to execute. If I want to execute only on the Monday, then we need to specify that on Monday, it is going to execute on every Monday. If I want to execute only on the December, now I'm going to specify 12. So every December Monday, it is going to execute. So depends on the requirement, that cron expression that we need to generate. So this website is giving some wrong result, guys. So this is, I think, Linux cron expression, not the Spring cron expression. I'm looking for Spring cron expression website. Cron expression generator. Seconds, minutes, hours, day, month, year. 3 plus 3 is 6. Seconds. Every second I want to generate. No. Second, minute, hour, day, month, day of week, and year. Yeah. Here you see, every second it is going to execute. If I give 0, every minute, every even minute, minute by 2, every even minute it is executing. Every uneven minute, 1 by 2. For every 2 minutes, we want to execute. Every hour, something is confusing, guys. Somewhere it is giving 1, somewhere it is giving 0. Seconds, minutes, hours, day, month, day of the week, year. Yeah, guys, this expression I will check and I will give you exactly. So there is some confusion here. Is this expression working for Linux or Spring? That confusion also I am having. So I will see what is this cron expression, the schedule. I will give you some examples on that. So for time being, we are able to see how to schedule our method execution by using Spring Scheduler. As part of the Spring Scheduler, we are using two annotations. First one is enable scheduling. What is the purpose of this? Write this, where we need to write this? Write this annotation at boot start class. And next one, we are writing one annotation at the rate scheduled. Write this at method level. Which method you want to execute? For that, we are going to use at the rate scheduled annotation. For this annotation, we are passing three parameters. One is fixed rate parameter. Another one is fixed delay parameter. What is the difference between fixed rate and fixed delay? Fixed rate and fixed delay. It will execute the method. Execute the method after given interval of time. For example, if I give fixed rate is equal to 2000, what is the meaning of that? For every 2 seconds, method will execute. Now, what is the meaning of fixed delay? It will wait for previous execution. It will wait for previous execution, then it will start the execution of the given method. Suppose if I give fixed delay is equal to 2000, then what is the meaning of that? It will wait for previous execution plus 2 seconds, then it is going to start that. Now we are having another one, cron. What is the meaning of cron? Particular schedule. Then we can write cron expression for that. Now in the cron expression, there are stars are available. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars are available. They are representing seconds, minutes, hours, day, month, weekday, year. Here is optional, na? Seconds, minutes, hours, day, month, and weekday. I got confused, man. Somewhere seconds will not be available. Maybe in the Spring or in the Linux. Linux also having cron expression. I need to recheck it once. If I go for 6 stars, seconds, if it is not supporting for second, then when I give 6 stars, how it is executing for every second? Yeah. For every second it is getting executed. That means it is considering seconds also. So if it is considering the second, then it should be second, minute, hour, day, month, day of month. This is day of month. This is month number, and this is weekday. Monday to Sunday or Monday to Saturday it is going to consider. If we take the year, then seconds should not be available. 6 stars only. We have to ignore this. So there is some confusion. That is a confusion for me as well. 7 stars. 7 stars. Let's try, guys. No. Arey. No, it's not taking that. Must consist of only 6 fields, guys, but there are 7 fields available. No, it's wrong. 6 stars I'm giving. then it is working. Yeah, for every second it is working. 5 stars means every second is working. But when you go for Jenkins, if you give 5 stars, Jenkins' job will execute for every 1 minute. So that cron expression, this cron expression not matching. So there is some gap, guys. I will check this cron expression. I will give you the details for that. First star representing seconds or minutes. There is a confusion for that. So for time being, remember, cron expression is used to schedule our job based on the demand. Particular day, particular month, particular week, particular year. Also, we can schedule our method execution by using this cron expression. So in our IES application, where we can use this cron expression, if you want to send notices. So I want to send plan reminder notices to the citizens who are getting ended with their plan eligibility. For them, we can go for this batch job execution. In this method, you can write any logic that is going to generate the report or send a notice or insert the data, retrieve the data. Logic can be anything. We should only remember these two things: enable scheduling annotation, @scheduled annotation. For @scheduled, we are giving fixed rate, fixed delay, and cron. Fixed rate means based on the given interval, it is going to execute. Fixed delay means based on the previous execution, it is going to start. Cron expression means custom schedule. So I want to schedule based on the particular hour, particular day, particular month, particular year. For that, we can go for the cron. So there is some confusion with the cron expression. So let me check it and get back to you. All right, fine. Next one, in the Spring, there is another concept called mono object is available and flux object is available. So let us see, guys, what is the purpose of mono and flux objects. These mono and flux objects are introduced in the Spring reactive programming. Whenever we are developing a REST API, with the reactive programming, then we are going to use mono and flux objects. Here, what is mono? Mono represents single entity. Whereas flux represents single or more entities. Whenever we are sending a request for the REST API, for example, here I am having one REST API. For this REST API, client application sending a request. Client application sending a request for the REST API. If this client application giving the response to the client in the single shot, then we are going to represent that as a mono. Mono means what? Single. Single response will come. Here we are sending the request, we are getting the response for the client application. So when server is returning mono object, how many times the client will receive the response from that? Client will receive the response only one time. For example, there is an application called Cricket Score application. When we access that Cricket Score application, response will come one time. Our response will keep on updating continuously. Cricket Score continuously will be updated. Can I consider that as stream of responses? Response is coming continuously. So if you want to send the response in the single shot, then you can go for mono object. If you want to send the response continuously, then you can go for flux object. Whenever you go for flux object, you can specify time interval. For every 1 second, I want to send the response to the client. You are a client application. You are from client application. I am from the resource application. You send a request to me. So if it is a mono object, you will get the response in the single shot. Suppose if it is a flux object, you will be getting the response continuously. When I am sending the response, I can set the time interval also. So the response should go to the client for every 1 second or every 1 minute or every 1 hour or every 1 day, that we can specify by using the flux object. So let us see here. I will take one REST API, file, new, starter project. When you are going for mono and flux, here we need to use reactive dependency, mono flux objects, mono flux application. Normal web starter is not required for that. We need to go for web flux starter. There we have used web client component, right? Web client is concept of web flux dependency. In order to work with the web flux, we need to go for reactive web. Select that, click on next, click on finish. Now, mono flux application created. Let me create one simple REST controller. New class REST. So my REST controller. Simple. Make this as a REST controller @REST controller. Now, public mono of some string. I'm going to specify single response. Right. So return mono dot just whatever the response that you want to send, you can return that. Hello world. So if you send the request for this method, how many times you are going to get the response? You are going to get the response only one time. That means let me give it as a single. All right. Now similarly, here I'm going to create one more method, public. I will specify as flux. For the flux, I'm going to specify as integer multiple responses. Multiple responses. Return. I need to send flux object, flux dot. You can specify whatever the response that you have by using some methods which are provided by flux. I want to send the numbers 1 to 10. For that, I will go for range, start 1 and end 10. Right. Flux dot range of 1, 10. That means it is going to send the numbers from 1 to 10 @get mapping. Okay. So let me go for here multiple. So here I'm having a REST controller. In that REST controller, there are two methods available. One is single response method. Another one is multiple response method. In this multiple response method, there is an option called delay. There is an option called delay. Delay response, flux dot range, delay elements, delay sequence, delay subscription, delay until. So like this, concat delay error. So delay elements, we can specify duration dot of minutes. So I want to delay the response for every 1 minute. For every 1 minute, that response will go to the client. So now, first I'm going to send the range. Return flux dot range of 1 to 10. What is the meaning of flux dot range of 1 to 10? It is going to send the response from 1 to 10. Let's run this application. Refresh, run as boot application. Clear the console. Now, localhost :8080/single. So I got the response directly as hello world. Let me go for localhost :8080/multiple. So here it is sending the response in the range of values it is sending. Now, not like this. I have some objects in my database. I have 1000 objects in my database. I want to take the 1000 objects from the database. I want to send the objects one by one continuously for every 1 minute. Are you guys getting my point? So if you go for mono, that is going to represent single entity. The complete response, whatever you want to send, response will go to the client in the single shot. But I don't want to send the response in the single shot. I want to send the response for every 1 second. I want to send the response every 1 minute. I want to send the response for every 1 hour. I want to send the response every day only once. That can be done by using this flux object. So when we are going to implement reactive application, then we are going to use these flux objects. Mono objects and flux objects will be available. When we discuss reactive example, then tomorrow I will show you how to take the data from the database or how to send the response for every 1 minute. So I will have multiple objects. Events, basically customer events will be available. So every event I want to send as one response. For every response, there should be some gap. For every response, there should be some gap. So mono means in the single shot at a time, we are going to send the response. Flux means continuously I'm going to send the response to the client. Client has sent a request to me. So suppose for example, you are watching a cricket movie. So when you are watching a cricket movie, Cricinfo, you open a website called Cricinfo. When you click on the scoreboard, what will happen? What will happen for the scoreboard? Continuously it is going to update. So for every 30 seconds or for every 1 minute, the score will be updated in the board. So in that scenario, we are going to use this flux object concept. Mono means single response. Flux means continuous responses will be available. Client will send a request. Client will keep on getting the response till the data got completed. Are you guys able to understand? Mono and flux. So this mono and flux, in which version they have introduced? They are part of Web Flux Starter. That means it is from Spring 5.x version. So when we are going to work on reactive programming, then we are going to use these mono objects and flux objects. If we develop a normal REST API, we don't see the real benefit of the mono and flux. So we need to develop event-driven based applications with the reactive programming. In that, we are going to understand the real power of mono and flux. And here in the mono, there are some other methods also available. Return mono.just or empty. Just or empty. So here, I'm going to pass some object. If the object is available, pass the data. If the object is not available, return the empty value. Instead of throwing some null pointer exceptions, we can handle them by using these mono and flux objects. Right. In the another example tomorrow, we are going to discuss how to send one event by using mono, how to send multiple events by using flux object. Right. Mono.just, I'm going to specify one single message that we are already getting as a response. But for the flux, we are going to create one user-defined object. We are going to send the responses continuously for every 1 minute by using flux object. Fine. So flux object example we need to develop, and cron expression, guys, I will check the schedule. For the Linux and Spring schedule, there is a difference in the number of stars. I will update that in the group today. What is the real cron expression that we need to write for that? And once flux example is completed, tomorrow I'm going to start with JUnit for that. So what is JUnit? How to perform unit testing for the REST API, how to perform code coverage, that we are going to discuss along with the mocking. Fine. Thank you. We'll continue tomorrow. Did you practice all the Linux commands? All commands done or pending? Pending. I want you to complete by today. You need to complete all the commands. And whatever the practice on the project, happening or not happening? You need to complete by this weekend all the modules. Right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.